I hope it is visible now. I hope it is visible now. The sound is clear. Doyle ma'am has confirmed me. Okay, so please check your connection. Okay, so today we will be starting with the new packet tracer experiment, and the experiment will be like you need to configure the server. Which server you need to configure today? We will be configuring the DNS server. Okay. So I will be taking your query after some time, one experiment by one experiment I will be covering, and then I will be taking the query. So the first thing in the last class, if you remember, we completed another server configuration, and that was the DHCP server. Okay. So in the DNS, what do we mean by DNS? So we know that domain name system is the full name of
Muted.
write the name, right? XYZ the name. Instead of 10-digit number, it is very easy to call by name. So it's like a phone book type of concept where the IP address should be aligned with a name. Like for this IP, it is suppose given for the particular Google or Yahoo, like that. Okay. So what is written here, you can find the computers always identify each other with unique numbers called IP addresses. Okay. And they do not understand the human language. That is quite common. So what we find, so DNS is working as the translator between the human and the computer. So it is very difficult for the human to remember the full IP address. And if you see the computer do not understand any words like that, ABCD like that. So you need to map the number with the name using some table. Okay. So DNS is used to maintain that table between the IP and the particular, like Facebook or Google or like that. Okay, just 1 second. So if you see this one, so DNS system maintains a table. This is a site from where I have taken this one, but the notation was very good. That's why I have taken this. So you can think of a particular IP will be mapped with a particular DNS, the name, domain name system. Okay. So you can see here the DNS maintains a table where the names are mapped into numbers. So this is the thing we can find here. So you can find it's like a table type of system which is having a set of numbers. That numbers is nothing but the IP addresses and mapped with a certain amount of this one. Okay. So when you are having this, so what we are going to configure today, we will be configuring the DNS server. So whatever the experiment, the last experiment we have done in the class, that did not consider, we did not consider any other kind of server, only DHCP server we considered. Okay. Okay. 1 second. Okay. I do not know the sound is coming. So anyways, I need to switch it the notification. But can you tell me how? Um, so that is not in my control. Okay, as per your request, the thing is going on. Please do not request me. I am not the governing authority, right? So as per the instruction we are doing, if things will be like that, then change might happen. So anyways, I am not the governing authority, so don't ask me. Anyways, so let's continue with the problem. Okay, because I cannot stop that notification part. So please bear with that. Okay. So anyways, let's continue because we will be having some problem with every new system. Anyways, so let's see this portion. So we will be configuring this DNS server, and we will be using two end devices, okay, and one switch we will be using. So how we are going to do it? Let's see. So we will be using the server using the network device panel, and from the end devices we will be using two PC. And as you know, by leveling you must level the IP addresses, okay, and the connection will be there. So let's start the experiment. I will be again doing one lecture class for this in the YouTube, okay, and that will be shared you soon. Okay, don't get confused. I will again do it one unofficial YouTube not class, a recording, and I will send it. It will be okay, fine, okay.
The recording has started.
So let's see this one. I'm opening this one. Okay. So let's start. So what we have to do, we have to take the server, okay. So this is the end devices. I'm increasing. Okay. So as you know that DNS server is there. So in which panel we are going to get that one? Because you will be getting this one from the network devices. Okay. And in the network device, if you click the network device, okay. So you will be having some devices like this way, and you will be having some server here, okay, server PT. Sorry, this is not in the network device, it is the in device portion. I forgot this part. Okay, uh, please do not send the chat here. Will be recording one. I will record one YouTube video audio class there, okay, regarding this experiment, and I will share it. Okay, no issues. Please uh, have patience. Okay, stop sending it because it is very irritating. Okay, so let's start it. So the server portion you have seen, this is the server, and apart from that, what we are going to put here, we will be using another two end devices. Okay. So two generic PC I can take. So you can take two generic PC here. So those who are doing, please you can download that software and you can start doing it. Okay. Okay. So what is the first thing that you have to do? You need to put some switch here. Otherwise, how the server is going to be connected with the two end devices? That is very important. Okay. So you must put some switch here, and in the network device here you will be having the send. Mm, 1 second. Okay. Now you have seen this one, and if you use some connecting switch, if you use some connecting wire here, you connect the server with the switch. Okay. And if you do the fast forward, it will become green. Aryan, I have seen your message. Please let me complete it, then we can do it later also. Please bear with the sound for the time being. Okay, bear with the sound with the time being. Aman, you are telling that 2960, that also you can use. There is no issue whether you are using 2960 or any normal switch you can use. Okay. So when you are connecting this one, you have to give the IP addresses of the PCs that you have to give. Okay. So for sake of our interest, I am giving a class C or any type of IP you can give. But for this case, I will be using the class C. Generally, we use the class C for this. Okay. So as I told you, I will be leveling the typical IP addresses three devices for server 192.168. You can do .10.20. For this it will be 192.168.10.21, and for this it will be 192.168.10.22. Is it fine? So give escape. So I am just leveled it, but I have to assign the IP. So first one will be the server one. So how will you give the IP to the server? You go to this, okay, you know, the desktop, then IP configuration. What is the IP we have assigned here? This is the IP. Okay. So go to the static, because it is not the DHCP. In case of DHCP, you will be assigning. If you click here, it will be automatically assigning, but I am using the static configuration. So 192.168. আজকে একটু সাউন্ডটা শুনে নে বাবা, পরের দিন দেখিস, ঠিক আছে? Because আজকে আবার today we are having our poster competition, so multiple things are happening in my mind. Anyways, so the IP I have given, and then I am giving the subnet mask here. Okay, so it is, you click here, automatically the subnet mask of class C will come. So next, what is the thing you have to do? So you can close the server. Okay, so assigning IP to this server is done. Now the second thing, you have to assign the IP to the individual PC0 and PC1. So if you give the PC0, go to the desktop portion and then you give the IP configuration. What is the IP I have given here? This is another 192.168. The first three octets will be same only because this server and the two PCs are working as the end devices. Okay, so these three are connected with the switch, so it will be 21. And if you click here, it will be like this. Now in this case, as we are configuring the DNS server, this server is what? DNS server. Okay, so one thing we can write here, what is the IP of the DNS, that we can write here. That you have to, because there is no router present here in this circuit. Okay, so as there is no router, so there is no chance of default gateway, so it will be remain as it is. But the DNS server in this part, so what is the IP of this DNS server? It will be 192.168.10.20. Okay, so IP is given. If you click here, the subnet mask will come. Then if you just remain the default gateway as it is, and then if you have this DNS server, what is the IP that is already given here, you will write that here. Okay, I will see your questions after some time, because if I every time I see this one, the process will be too slow. Okay, one thing I can write this DNS. If you click here and go to the service config, you can see in the config mode, uh, here in the place of server 0, you can write the DNS name. Okay, that is the, instead of server 0, if I write DNS, this part is not there in this PPT, but you can name the server. So in the server, you click in the config, and if you click in the config, in the display name, you rename it to DNS. So if I rename it, you will see here now it is DNS. And if you close it, so this is going to be the DNS server, and the IP configuration of this first PC is done. So what I did, I have taken 3 end devices connected with the switch network device. I have given IP to this server. I have given IP to this PC. I have renamed the server, and then I will give the IP to this PC also. Okay, so go to the second PC, that is PC1. Go to which portion? Desktop. Then you go to the IP config and using the which mode? Static mode. Okay, so this will be 192.168 dot, what is the IP address? It will be 10.22. Okay, click here, the subnet mask will come, and default gateway is 0000 because there is no router present here. And this DNS server, this will be what? This server, this IP, right? So we will be writing 192.168.10.20. Okay, so if you give that one, and you just close the window. Clear? So you see here, you can see the PPT. Just go, the clicking of the PPT is also important. So this is the thing we did, and this portion is important. We have given the IP for the server. This is the thing. No DNS server. Okay, you can give assign IP to the PC1 and PC2 and like that. Okay, so what we can do here, you can label it also. That labeling part is already done. The leveling part. So for what you are paying, please talk to SKG sir. And if you have the guts, reveal your name and talk to me directly, okay? শোনা যাচ্ছে না, I do not know why, because till now till now Doyle ma'am was there and she was literally listening this one in the same class. And if you are having, because the meeting is getting recorded, okay? Okay, so we will discuss it later on. And as I told you, I will be talking the same topic in the YouTube live also, okay, in one recorded version. শোনা যাওয়াটাই উচিত, because Doyle ma'am has confirmed me, she was there in the meeting. Anyways, okay, so this is the scenario we are having this one, and let's see. So if you are done with this, then we can proceed, okay? Now, after that, after assigning the IP, we will be going to the services, okay? In the previous DHCP server also, we will be going to the services, and in that case, what we will go for here, we will go to the which portion? We will be going for the DNS. Now in the DNS section, what we will be doing, you will be assigning the name, okay? So what is the name here we are going for? What is the site name, okay? So if you are going for a site name like www dot, you can write it here, okay? And you can write the address also. So what is the address of the server we have given? So this is the server, okay? And what is the address? This is 192.168.10.20. and if you make it on and if you add it, it will, a record will be here, okay? Similarly, if you want to add other things, like there will be PC0 and PC1, so instead of calling PC0 and PC1, if you, instead of calling it by IP address, if you want to call it by its name, so you can do it also, okay? So you can write it like PC1. I will be showing you how to interact with this 192.168.10.21. This will be like PC0, okay? And if you just add it, the second record will be added, and the next PC will be PC1. The IP will be 192.168. Okay, Anindita, I am telling you that the server name we are configuring DNS server. That's why we are typing DNS. If it is DHCP, you can type it to DHCP. Okay. Uh, which portion email I have to reconsider? Please tell me. Which portion I have to reconsider? What I did, I am telling this one. I went to the server portion. Then you go to services, then you go to DNS. After DNS, I have typed the website address, that is the www.cisco.com, and the corresponding, because this is the DNS server we are configuring. This is the website address and this is the IP, the corresponding IP. So this is done, and the two PC 0 and 1, that IPs we are also adding. Okay, so you will be adding PC1, and this is 192.168.10.22. Okay, so if you add it, so it will be like that. Okay, now the next thing is that, so only adding is done. Okay, now if I go to what is DNS, so if I want to suppose ping some from PC1, I want to ping the server or something like that, so I am going to PC0 or PC1, so I have preferred PC0. So how you have pinged from PC0 to server? Previously you used the ping command followed by the IP address. That's what you did, right? So now can I do it? Suppose if I click here, ping, then 192.168.10.2. So what is the IP address? 20. So this is what the IP address of the this server. So if I enter, so it will be getting the reply from DNS server. Okay, so instead of writing this, so what is this? This is the IP, and what is the domain name of this IP? This is the cisco.com. So can I write cisco.com and then are we getting the reply? Please check. So instead of writing the full IP address, if I write ping and then the, you can see here. So first thing what we written the ping and the direct IP, and we got the reply up to this. Okay, address part of DNS. Okay, address part of DNS, wait, address part of DNS we have given directly from here. Addressing part we have from the physical layer or directly from the desktop we have given the IP address. Okay, so from the server end, first you give the IP of the server through the desktop like that, and how you are configuring the DNS, then you have to go for services, then you have to go to DNS, and then we have added, because three components are there, DNS server and two PCs are there, so we can add like this way. So this is in the service part. Within the service DNS part, one by one we added, and then it will be coming to this table. Okay, now I hope the confusion is clear, Amit. Next portion. So ping command we have. So ping means you are asking or you are sending some query, right? You are asking or you are sending some query. If you are ping, you are just in usual talk we call it like ping me in WhatsApp, right? So when you are ping me means you are just triggering me. So definitely you are triggering the server. So suppose you are in PC1 and you are triggering the server. So server will interact with you using a reply. Okay, so which reply you are getting here, that is observed. So if you are pinging the server, you will be getting the reply. If you are not getting the reply, definitely you are having some problem in the connection. Either you have not given the IP to the server, you can just check it. So if you are not given the IP to that server and you are going to the services and you have done everything else, you will not get this. It will give you some timeout error or something like that. Okay, so what I mean to say that instead of the direct putting the IP, the DNS means the website. If you ping, both are same, right? So if you ping the website, still you will get the reply. Still you will get the reply. Like if you did the same thing to that name, you will be getting the reply. So it will, I told you in the first, I think the second class of packet tracer. So you will be getting the 32 byte data from that server. So this is the communication that is going to take place from server back to PC. So first ping means the PC to server, and reply means from DNS server to PC. That is the reply you are getting. Shupana, is it clear now? Okay. So you will be getting a reply from this. Okay. So we can check it for any other kind of PC. So you can do it for a ping PC1 or PC2. So if from PC1, if you want to ping PC2 or something like that, can you do it? So suppose I am in PC1. Okay. I am in PC1. I am closing this portion. Okay. Wait. Sunil, just wait, one by one I will be giving the query. Aditya, can you show the server configuration once again? Okay, I will be showing. Suparna, yes ma'am, okay fine. Why you added PC0 to server? You can see I have not PC0, PC1 is also added to the server. It's not PC0. PC0 and PC1 are connected to the server via the switch. Is it clear to you? It's not only PC0. I am only pinging the from PC0 because you may be pinging with DNS. Maybe Shupana is pinging with. So at the same time, it's not happening. At this point, suppose PC0 is pinging the DNS. Okay, anyone. Okay. Uh, any other query? Maximum average time where you are getting this one, I think the reply then will be having. Okay. Minimum, maximum is not 0, right? So minimum is 0 and maximum is 22. I think it will be fine. আর কিছু মিস করলাম কিনা একটু বল, কারোর কোনো কোয়েরি মিস হলো কিনা, আমি স্ক্রল করছি। Okay, server configuration, Aditya, you wanted to just ask me. I can show you the PPT now. Can I show you the PPT once again? So it will be okay for you. এতজন কোয়েরি করলে আমার ক্লাসটা আর কিছু এগোবে না বাবা। আচ্ছা, একটু let's check once. This is the placing of the devices that we did. Then we did the IP configuration to the server. So you go to the server, click desktop, you just give the IP which is given, okay, that you preferred. Okay, then you go to the PC, maybe PC0 and PC1, and then you give the IP, click here, automatically subnet mask will come, and then the DNS server, this value you have to put because you are configuring the DNS server. This part you must write, otherwise you will be getting some error. Okay, then other PC, that is this is 22.22 is the second PC you have done, and the DNS part you have done. In this part, this is in the server, you go to the services, then you go to DNS, because you see here DNS means you must have clicked the DNS, then only there will be DNS. Okay, then one by one you will be writing the name here, like I have written the cisco.com here, and then the IP, that is this IP I have typed, and then click add. You must keep this DNS service on, that I wanted to show you. Okay, and one by one you added. Okay, so only till now this is the part I told you. I hope Aditya, I have cleared your doubt. Things are getting very slow anyways. Command prompt once again. Aryan, I will be showing you the command prompt. Uh, okay, Aryan, I will show the command prompt once again. One second, one by one. Okay. Shoham, I have cleared your query. Shobik, I think the same command will be used to connect the two devices also. Yes, that can be connected. But instead of cisco.com, you will be ping PC0 or PC1 like that. If you are pinging from one device to another device, suppose you are residing in PC0, so definitely you will be pinging PC1, right? Okay. So then you will write ping PC1 because you have added that name in that particular table of DNS. Okay. Ma'am, then in real situation we have to add 100 PC manually. Yes, we are not adding 100 PC manually, but we are not adding the PC manually means in this case you have to configure the PC to this switch connection, that you have to do manually, right? Assigning the IP, that can be done using some DHCP or like that, but manually connection should be done manually in our labs or something like that. Okay, how can the, if it is WAD connection, okay, if it is wireless, that also I will be showing you today, but if it is wireless, then there will be separate issue. This panel is a bit slow. Um, একটু wait কর. Sunil, the query of Sunil is done. Then assigning of IP is not manually done. In the last class I told you using the DHCP we will assign the IP. Okay. So shall we proceed? Shall we proceed? Can I proceed now? Okay. Now, some of you are telling me that you just show me the ping connection once again. Suppose I want to ping, I'm just showing one example. I'm closing it, okay? I'm just closing it. Okay. Now, one thing I like to show you that I have done this one. If you want to increase the font size of the command prompt, how will you do it? Okay. So if you click here, okay, if you click here, if you go to the command prompt, it is much in bigger size. So how we will get it? Like there is one option here, okay? In the option you will be having a preference command, okay? In the option you go to the preference command, and if you click on the preference, there is one option called font. Okay, there is one option called font. If you click on font, the CLI dialog, CLI. So if you click here, increase the font size as per your wish. It was previously 8, so you can increase. So if you change it to 13 or 14, even it will be bigger. So if you apply like this and you close it, now if you, no, there is no problem, there is no problem. So it depends on the, uh, how the packets are moving. It is totally depend on that scenario. Okay. So I'm showing you another ping comment. Suppose from PC1, previously from PC0 to DNS I have pinged. Now I want to ping from PC1 to PC0 or PC0 to PC1, between two PCs, because previously if you want to PC0 to PC1 or PC1 to PC0, so how you have pinged it? You have gone for the command prompt, and what was, because you are residing here, you want to ping here. So what you did, Suparna, I hope it is will be clear to you. Ping, and previously you used the IP of this, the destination address you have given. Okay, so you have used the, but now I have renamed that particular address to the name as PC0. So if I write instead of PC0, will it work? Let's check. So if I write here PC0, you see, instead of writing the IP of PC0, if even if I am writing PC0, you will be getting the reply. Okay, so from PC1's desktop or command prompt, from PC1's command prompt, I am pinging PC0. And if you ping, instead of writing the IP of PC0, directly you are writing PC0. How could you have done this one? Because in the DNS server, if you go to the DNS, you have added the PC0 with the corresponding this IP. So instead of writing this IP once again, you can write PC0. Still the ping command will work. Now is it clear? Now is it clear? একটু বল. So you can do the first experiment and you can at least send me some snapshot. Which next part is not coming? Okay, you are not getting www.cisco.com. Can you reconnect it? Can you reconnect it? Many of you are sending the messages in WhatsApp. Why 0 is coming? I have to check thoroughly. Yes. Try once and you can send me in the WhatsApp. Okay. Where, ma'am, where is the switch? Switch is here. You can switch in the end device or in the network devices. The second one is the switch. Click the switch, you will be getting different. You can use 2960, you can use any generic switch, anything you can do. Okay. হুম? না শুনতে পাচ্ছে না, পিং এর আওয়াজ হচ্ছে, এসব হচ্ছে আর কি। এই তো বলতো কি করে, দাঁড়া 1 সেকেন্ড। You complete the first part and just send me in WhatsApp. Many of you are sending that one. And you can take 10 minutes of break and we can join by 3:10. Okay. And this is not only the single file, other than other audit through other files you have to upload. Okay, it's not a single file. Screenshot means the screenshot of the output, that is after making the circuit you have to take the screenshot of the ping command that you are communicating with the DNS server. That part you have to complete and send that one in the PDF or Word file, whatever you are making. From PC1 ping PC0 and server, yes, both the things you have to do. Yes, PDU status also you can check. I have not checked the PDU status. You can check. It will come naturally, okay? There is no issue. You can click here. You can see, you can send the PDU or you can just both the way it is successful, okay? No one experiment, another 1 hour is there. Sunil, another 1 hour is there. I have given you 5 to 6 minutes of break. Then we will join and we will do the next experiment. Okay. Akash, I hope your doubt is clear. The PDU status you can just give or you can use the ping command. Anyways, both the thing also you can give. So we will join by 3:10. Okay. Just take 2 minutes of 10 minutes of break. We will be joining by 3:10. Shuparna, can you listen? In the server configuration, I told you, you go to the server. In the desktop mode, you go to the IP configuration. You give the IP address along with the subnet mask. Okay, no need to give the DNS server the IP of that one because it will be given same. Okay, and then go to services. In the services, what I did, I typed cisco.com, www.cisco.com here, and then this corresponding address here. Okay, if you click here, you will see those two things I have written and I have clicked add. That's why it came first. Okay, then the second one, I have written PC1, the following corresponding address, and I clicked add, and then the last one PC0, and then I clicked add. Okay, this is the way we connected or we added all the IP and corresponding the domain names. Is it clear to you now? Shupana, is it clear to you? কোনটা দেখবো বলতো, হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ দেখবো না চ্যাট দেখবো, কোনটা দেখবো? আউটপুটটা তো এখানে পাঠাচ্ছে। What should I do, ma'am? What happened? Andrew, what happened? Nothing is coming. Have you given the IP? Please do it once again. Maybe the system may be hang because I am facing some issues. So you check whether you have given the IP address properly and the steps I told you. Have you done all steps properly? Then it should come, right? Yes, Orindam, I got your answer. It's working.